This is my mat. All right, good morning, everybody. Today you're going to need a mat if you're going to be down on the floor with us, and then we are going to do our shoulder dislocates and our band pull-aparts. So you will need a light to medium resistance band to start. I always say start with light, and then you can work your way up to something that's a little bit heavier, but I would start with light, and then we're just going to do one set, but you are welcome to do 2 or 3 sets. Work your way up to doing 3 sets before you go through and increase the resistance of your band. But let's go ahead and start with just nice, good shoulder rolls. And as always, as we start to move through this warm-up, we want to make sure that we're doing a bit of an assessment. For example, today I already know that this shoulder is very, very fussy, and my hips are kind of talking to me a little bit today, but I'm going to be just very careful with this shoulder. So just nice, good shoulder rolls up, back, and down into your back pocket. Just 2 and 1, shoulders down, and we're going to take our ear to our shoulder, side to side. So this is a good one, or these exercises are really good ones to do anytime, really. So this one is a really good one for your neck. And let's bring the head up, and we're going to look to one side and look to the other. So our torso and our upper body is nice and steady, and we're trying to move just our head, looking side to side. Good, couple more, 2. And last one each side. Bring it into the center. We're going to take a big breath in, spread the fingers, and then exhale. So big breath in. So think about opening your fingers, and as we exhale, loose fist down at the bottom. So big breath in, spread, exhale, loose fist. So waking up the shoulders, but also waking up our hands. One more here. And let's take those arms out in front, and we're just going to open and close. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it into the center, reach it up. And then exhale, reach it back. So we're trying to do full range of motion, all the way forward, all the way back. So just nice, good reach. Good, 2. And 1. Bring it in, a little bit of a shake out. We're just going to tap the toes out to the side, reach across the body, a little sway, starting to stretch out the back of the body here, add a little rotation. Good. 4, 3, 2. Now take the arms up, and again, we're going to do a little side sway, but we're starting to go a little bit lower down, starting to stretch out the side of the body here. So trying to lift the ribs, let the hips stay a little bit low. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the center. Let's take our feet about hip width apart, toes pointing forwards, and we're just going to do hip circles. So we want to try to get about 5 each direction. So it's a switch going the other way. Good. Now we're going to take it in, and we're going to just pivot on those heels so that our toes turn out towards the corner. Going to be a little duck-footed, and then same thing. So our knees are pretty straight. And we really just want to think about hula hoop with our hips. Good. And then switch direction. And then kind of try to notice if you shift into one hip. So maybe your hip circles look a little more like this. We want to try to even it up a little. Good. Now we're going to pivot on those heels again, and we're going to turn the toes in. And if you'd like to try to get your big toes to touch, if they can't, that's okay. But you can try to get your big toes to touch, and that lets you know if one of your legs starts to move. This one on me likes to start to rotate out, so I really have to work on keeping it pointed in. Good, and then other direction, and I can definitely feel it on my tight side on this particular exercise. I can feel it in my hip joint, or really in my kind of my SI joint, and it feels really goofy. There's 2 and 1. All right, we're gonna do our leg swings. Hold on to a wall if you need to. Start with a small swing, front to back. Core is braced, so we don't want to arch and round at our belly. We just want to move forwards and backwards from that hip joint. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we're going to switch. Same thing on the other side. And always just start with a nice small swing. And then as you start to loosen up, you can start to make the swing a little bit bigger. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're going to do our side leg swings. I like to stand facing a wall. You can face a countertop, you can face a table, but we want to take the leg out, and if you can, you want to cross in front. So again, you can start with just little crosses, little lift, little cross, but you can start to make it bigger as your hip starts to feel looser. So you want to find that biggest range of motion that feels good for you and your hips today. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. Same thing on the other side. So we just kind of start with little swings. And it's hard to see because I'm facing away from you. But I get a little rotation on that standing leg, and that's okay because we're doing abduction, adduction, and we're also doing a little bit of rotation on that standing leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Carefully bring it in. Come back into the center of your space. Give yourself a little bit of room. Wide legs, toes forward or just a little bit out to the corner. The wider you go, this is a little bit easier for some people. And we're going to do a double pulse and a double pulse. And I want you to think about the position of your legs. So I am really focusing on keeping my feet pointing forwards because I can feel this in my knee when I don't. So I'm keeping my hips, knees, and toes pointing forwards. I'm not rotating out to the corner today, but just little inner thigh stretches. But we're also working on a little bit of strengthening. Good, here's 3, 2, and 1. Keep the legs wide, come up into the center. We're going to hinge at our hips, nice neutral spine, and we're going to reach forward, middle, and back. So forward, middle, and back. So forward, middle, and back. And it's hard to see, but we don't want to bend our knees just to get to the floor, and we don't want to round our back just to get to the floor. So sometimes it's hard if you can't see yourself, but a neutral spine is here. It's not the rounded movement. It feels like, oh, I'm rounding my spine, I'm flattening my spine, but we're actually rounding it. So it's a good hinge. So it's an open chest, but it's a little bit of a tucked rib. 2 more. Last one. Good. Carefully bring it all the way up. Keep the legs wide. Give yourself a little breath. Arms out to the side. We're going to go side lunge. Rotate. Reach towards your toes. Reach towards your foot. You can reach towards your knee. Just think about taking one arm to the floor, but the other arm, we open it up towards that ceiling. Reach it up. So it's just a little mini side lunge. Push the hip back. Rotate. Open the shoulder towards the ceiling. Good. Couple more. Just 2. And 1. And let's come into the center. We're going to go down into a plank. Incline plank is fine. So I'm just going to hinge it forwards, step it back, and I'm going to keep my plank a little bit wide. We're going to lift up, down dog, and then come back into a plank position. So down dog and plank. If you're feeling comfortable with it today, we're going to lift up, down dog, reach for your opposite thigh. So down dog, thigh, or down dog, knee or shin, or maybe your ankle. Depends on how you're feeling today. Reach and forward. Good. 2 more. 2 and 1. Good. And we're going to carefully walk it up to standing. You can walk your feet forwards, or you can walk your hands back. And then we're going to very gently come up. Nice, good standing position. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down again. Bring the feet in. Grab a quick drink of water, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with shoulder circles. If you have a wall available, use the wall. If you don't have a wall available, then you're just going to do the exercise standing in place. The wall is just a good way to test and see if you're doing a lot of torso rotation. If you are using the wall, we're going to start away from the wall. The farther away you start, the easier this is. Back of the hand to the wall, side to the wall. We're going to circle it up. When we get to the top, we're going to rotate palm to the wall, and then we're going to finish. And then we're going to do palm up. When we get to the top, rotate back of the hand, and then bring it down. So start away from the wall, and then as you feel comfortable, you can start to move a little bit closer. And this is my sketchy side, so we're going to see how this goes today. And again, maybe you start away from the wall and you stay away from the wall. That is perfectly okay, but if you can get a little bit closer, usually the going up is all right. It's the coming down. It's the part where it's in back that we have the most trouble, that we kind of start to struggle a little bit. I'm going to do one more. So up and back, and then around. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So if you're using the wall, you're going to start away like you did on the first set. Back of the hand to the wall, get to the top, rotate palm to the wall, and then we're going to come all the way around. And then palm to the wall, rotate back of the hand to the wall, up at the top, and circle. So our shoulder joint is very mobile. We're going to be working a lot of hips and shoulders today. So we're going to start with shoulders and then work our way down to hips. Good. And then remember, you can take a little step in. So usually like a foot distance. So you just kind of move one foot over, get a little bit closer to the wall if you can. Good, and then if you'd like, you can do one more little step forwards, and I definitely start to notice this is where I turn my torso a little bit more. Good, so a couple more circles. You're always welcome to stop whenever you're done. Like whenever you're like, nope, I'm finished. Good. Bring it in, a little bit of a shake out. We're gonna head down to the floor. We're gonna work on some internal, external rotation. So we're gonna work on rotating in, and then we're gonna work on rotating out. So we're gonna go ahead and take it down to the floor. Now you have an option. If you have like a hoodie or a towel or something, you can place it underneath your upper arm so that instead of your arm being down on the floor, it can be a little elevated. That might feel a little bit better for you. But we're gonna have our knees bent, feet flat. We're gonna open that arm, and it doesn't have to be straight out to the side. It can be at a little bit of an angle. Shoulder and elbow are down on the floor. We're gonna start with external rotation. So we start fingertips pointing to the ceiling, and then we're gonna rotate down and then come back up. And it's 100% okay if your hand does not touch the floor. So we're just gonna go back of the hand towards the floor, fingertips to the ceiling. Back of the hand to the floor, fingertips to the ceiling. So we want to keep our core neutral, and we want to try not to like bend the wrist just to get the hand to the floor. Good, 2 and 1. Good. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to take palm towards the floor and then come back up. Palm to the floor and back up. And again, you're very good likelihood you're not going to get very far, or you're not going to be able to get your hand all the way to the floor, and that's okay. The whole goal is a little shoulder blade stability and a little internal rotation with our abduction, which just means our shoulder is away from our body, or our elbow is away from our body, really. Good, 2 and 1. Bring it in. We're going to switch sides, same thing. So take the arm out, and again, it does not have to be straight out to the side. Angle it down a little bit. We're going to take back of the hand to the floor and then come back up. Back of the hand to the floor, fingertips to the ceiling. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to take it palm towards the floor and lift. If we want to think about the shoulder to the elbow staying attached to the floor. Sometimes we do this and we start to pop that shoulder up and forwards. I want you to just think about the movement. We're just moving the ball in the socket. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, keep the knees bent, keep the feet flat. We're going to take our palms facing up right by our hips, and we're going to do snow angels. So keep that low back pulled into the floor. We're going to take our arms out to the side and bring them up, and we want to try to keep them touching the entire time as we bring them up overhead. And then again, we're going all the way back down to our hips. So we want to go as high up and as high down as we can get. A lot of times if we're tight, we get to parallel or a little bit more, and then all of a sudden our arms are lifting up off the floor and we're bending our wrists, trying to get our hands to keep touching, and we want to try not to do that. So we just want to think about keeping the back of the hand as close to the floor as we can get. And then sometimes we start to rotate and we start to bring our thumbs down, or we open up really weird. I don't want to say weird, but we just want to think about our arm movements. Draw snow angels. Good. We're going to do one more. All right, now we're going to flip it over onto our tummies, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do our prone snow angels. So we're going to roll over onto our tummies. We're going to start with our palms facing the floor. And we're gonna just draw snow angels on the floor, going overhead again and then back down to your hips. Now for this one, if you'd like, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can lift your hands off the floor and you can tap forwards and backwards. The whole goal for this is just to work on some mobility. But now that we're on our tummies, we can start to work on a little bit of strength as well. So going forward and then coming back. We squeeze our glutes. We keep our spine neutral. We don't want to, you can drop your forehead to the floor as long as it feels okay. But we don't have to lift our upper body here. Just nice and neutral. Good, couple more. One more. Good. Now we're going to take our hands, place them at our chest. Deep breath, push ourselves up and back. We're just going to sit back into a child's pose for a moment. Stretching out those lats a little bit. Goal is to stretch out underneath your arms. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come up to hands and knees, and we're going to come up to standing. So take a moment. When you're ready, come up to standing. We're going to grab our band. We're going to do our shoulder dislocates and our band pull aparts. And then we will head back down to the floor and we'll give the shoulders a break and we'll start to work on our hips. So we're going to do our shoulder dislocates to start. Start with a wide hand position. So that's going to be easier. So we're going to start with a wide hand position. If you don't have a band for this exercise, you can use a yoga strap or a long belt. It's just going to be a little bit harder because you don't have any stretch. But we're just going to bring it up, swing it around, and then thumbs together in the middle, and then take it up and around, and then we're going to try to get pinkies together in the back. So that is 1. So we bring it all the way around, bring it up, and then open. So up and around, thumbs together. So we're really trying to get that full 100% range of motion. Now it's okay if you can't go all the way around. This is one where if you need to, you can absolutely go back and do some more shoulder circles against a wall, especially if you have one shoulder that works great and then one shoulder maybe not so much. What we want to try to avoid, and I know it happens because you have a good shoulder and a bad shoulder, is we get to here and then we start to bend so that we can get that arm around. Your challenge with this exercise is to keep your arms straight so that you're working your shoulder through a good full range of motion. And I've 100% lost count, so I am going to do about 3 more. I'm probably around that 7, 8-ish. So it's okay to just do more shoulder cars against a wall. Good. I'm just going to do 1 more here. Good. Bring it in. Give yourself a little bit of a shakeout. Wiggle the fingers. Now we're going to rotate so our palm is facing up. And I know that one seems kind of goofy, but we spend so much time here. We want to open up, which is why we do the palm facing up when we do this exercise. Palm facing up, shoulders down. So we want to think about setting our shoulders. We want to tuck our ribs a little. Right hand, take it back. We're going to try to do 10. Good. 3, 2, and 1. You can rest if you need to. Reset your shoulders. Same thing on the other side. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Set your shoulders both at the same time. And try to keep the palms facing up. A lot of times we get back and all of a sudden our palm starts to rotate forwards. Okay, 4, 3, 2, And one. Bring it in. Arms down. Shake it out. A little bit of a wiggle. Good opportunity to grab a drink of water. We're going to work on our hips a little bit. Down on the floor. And we're going to be on our backs. So we're going to be on our backs. And if you have a pillow, a yoga block, a foam roller, something like that, grab it. If you don't, that's okay. We're going to work on a little bit of internal, external rotation, but we're going to start on our backs. We're going to go all the way down. Your left leg, you can have your leg straight, or you can have your knee bent and your foot flat on the floor. But we're going to take our right leg up. We're going to point our toe, keep our hips glued to the floor, and we're just going to do big hip circles. Big hip circles. And the challenge is we don't want to, rock our body side to side. And your big hip circles might be here. And that's okay. But we're getting a little core work. And again, hip movement. Good. Let's go the other direction now. So big hip circles. Core is braced. We're still breathing. Our knee is straight. Our toe is pointed. We're really moving from our hip. Again, our hip is our other joint that tends to be a little bit more unstable just because we can do so much with it. 2 and 1, bring it in. We're going to shake it out. We're going to switch and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take that leg up. I'm going to angle so I don't kick my tree. And again, we're just going to do nice big circles. Now on this side, this is my side that is a little goofy. I get a little bit of clicking, and I know it's a hip flexor issue. Good, 2 and 1, and let's go the other direction. So nice big circles. So we're again keeping our core glued to the floor. Our hands can be by our hips. I can definitely feel it on this side. So here's 2 and 1. Good. Bring it in. A little bit of a shakeout. We're going to stay on our backs. We're going to try to keep our head to our hips all the way down on the floor. We're going to take our left leg out, pull our right knee into the chest, and then we're going to switch. So as we pull one knee into the chest, we're trying to lengthen the other leg. So one knee pulls in, your other leg lengthens and reaches out. So we don't want to let our hip lift up off of the floor. Just doing a little bit of a stretch. And we're trying to be nice to our knees. So you can grab behind the thigh if your knee does not like grabbing in front. So just pull and pull. Good. Here's 2 and 1. All right, we're going to bring our legs up into windshield wipers. Now you can stay on your back, or if you're comfortable with it, you can lift up onto your forearms. So some people, this doesn't feel very good on their shoulders. If you're one of those people, then don't worry about it. We're going to lift up, and we're just going to go to one side, and then we're going to go to the other. So it's a little bit of core work here. Again, you can keep your upper body on the floor. You do not have to lift it up. We're just going to go to one side and then to the other. And I want you to think about your knees staying glued together. I have my feet off the floor. Yes, you can have your feet on the floor if you need to. And especially, you know, if you're on the floor, we don't want to go so far over to the side that our opposite shoulder lifts up off the floor. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. We're going to go all the way back down again. We're going to take both legs up. We're going to lift into an isometric crunch. Now you can keep your upper body on the floor, but we're going to lift and hold, and we're going to alternate one leg down, come up, other leg down, and come up. And this is another one. We want to try to keep our leg pretty straight if we can, or if you need to, yes, you can do an isometric crunch hold with a little bit of a dead bug. So you can have your knee bent. That's a little easier. Just try, I know I do it too, just try not to let the knees come in. If you can, try to keep your knees over your hips. Good. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. You can rest back, pull your knees into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Good. Now upper body down. Both legs are going to come up. Straight knees, point your toes. And now we're going to do hip circles. And they're both going to go in the same direction. So you've glued your legs together, and we're just going to do hip circles. And your hip circles could be small, but again, if you can make them bigger, keep that low back glued to the floor. Toes keep pointing up towards the ceiling. You're drawing a circle on the ceiling. Good. Let's go the other direction. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. Take those feet down. Just give yourself a little bit of a break. You can take the legs out straight if that feels better. We're going to rotate onto one side. And this is where, if you have a foam roller or a yoga block or a couple of pillows, great. And if you don't, you're just going to do a clamshell. But if you've got the extra little bits, you're going to take your bottom leg straight. You're going to pull your top leg up to 90, and you're going to have it resting on your foam roller, your yoga block, what have you. And we're going to internally rotate that hip. So I want you to lift your foot off of the floor like you're trying to rotate the thigh towards the floor, and then come back down. Rotate in and down. Rotate in and down. And again, if you don't have the yoga block, you're just going to pull both knees up, and you're going to use your leg as your yoga block. So it just kind of depends on what you have. But again, we're just working on that internal rotation. Good. Now this time I want you to take it up, and I want you to hold it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. And now we're going to switch. So you can roll over, you can flip over. It's kind of whatever feels better for you. And again, if you've got the yoga block, bottom leg is straight, top leg, your knee is going to be resting on that block. And we're just going to lift, rotate, and then down. And if you don't have the yoga block, just pull your knees up so that your knees are kind of in line with your belly button. So nice, good internal rotation. And you'll usually find that one side works pretty well for this, and one side not so much. So my other side, when we got to that lift and hold, it was burning. Couple more, and we're going to go for our hold. Good. Now lift and hold. 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. We're going to release that block. Push it over to the side so that it is somewhere out of the way. And we're going to flip it over onto hands and knees. And we're going to do our hip cars. It's our last exercise for today. And if you need to do this standing, I want you to be sideways against a wall. But we're just going to do knee a little forward, fire hydrant, rotate and circle it around. And then we're going to go back the other direction. So shoulders are steady, hips are steady. So it's just good hip circles and then up and around. Keep going. If you're standing, again, I want you to be next to a wall as you do this and do your circle. Reason being, people don't realize they do this, is they lean so that they can get that hip as high as they think it needs to go. So if you're standing tall against a wall, kind of lets you know if you're gonna lean and you can't. Good, one more set. So we're going 5-ish each direction. Good, bring it in, shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side so you can give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. So nice, good hands and knees position. And again, we're gonna bring it forward, out, rotate, circle around, and then donkey kick and out. So up, out, and around. So torso is parallel to the floor, hips are parallel to the floor. Good, I'm gonna do one more. All right, bring it in. We're gonna do just a flow from a child's pose to an up dog to a down dog. So let's sit it back, child's pose, and then let's pull ourselves forwards into a variation of up dog. Point your toes, drop your hips, tuck the toes under, lift it up and back into down dog. Bring it forward, carefully bring the knees down to the floor. Child's pose, sit it back, pull yourself forward, point the toes, variation of up dog or cobra. Tuck the toes under, up and back into down dog. Good, carefully come down to your knees one more time. Hips to heels, child's pose. Pull forward, point your toes, up dog. Tuck the toes, lift it up and back, down dog. Good, and then you can walk yourself to a standing position, or you can just carefully come down onto your knees and stay down on the floor. It's however you're feeling today. We're at the end. Good, take a couple deep breaths in and out, and one more time. And you are all done.